Program Task 6, emplacing and taking down the M18 Alpha 1 Claymore mine with electronic firing device. Starfish Class Marino from 166, Cutthroat Company, Cutthroat 7. Alright, so we're going to be going over the task condition standards, and we'll do a walkthrough, walk through the overall thing. Right? So I'm going to interject at some points just to get rid of some questions that you may have later on, and kind of take away some stuff, alright? Unfortunately, I have to do line by line. I'll tell you what to get rid of and what not to worry about as we go through, okay? Try to make this as painless as possible, alright? Alright, moving on, task condition standards. Task: employ a Claymore mine and recover a Claymore mine. Condition: you're a member of a platoon of patrollists in a non-seabird environment. You have been directed to utilize a Claymore mine to enhance perimeter defense. There is no enemy presence. Right? Standard: correctly employ and fire a Claymore mine in sequence within 10 minutes. That's going to be the first section. Right? Correctly recover and unfire the Claymore mine in sequence within 5 seconds. That beats part 2. Station requirements: a Claymore mine or munition with all BI items. One wooden, in this case, a metal stake in the ground, and a fixed firing position 16 to 30 meters in front of the mine placement location, and another at the mine location. Right? We'll be utilizing sandbags here at our station. Right? Don't worry about trees or holes that we don't have. A ground level target for the candidate to aim at, all right, which is those white targets approximately 50 meters in front of your detonation site. All right, moving on to placing fire. Right, so this is one of my interjection points. Right, so on test day, you're gonna be lined up where that engineer tape is. All right, this is gonna get rid of number 1 and 2 of them placing fire. Okay, so you're gonna be standing there, you're gonna be ready to test. Somebody's gonna walk up to you with a kit. Right, you're gonna hand it a kit. That'll be your time to inspect your items, your BI items. Right, you're gonna lay them out. Make sure you have the M57 firing device, the M40 fucking test set, the bandolier itself, right, and then the spool wire with the blasting cap inside of it. All right, that's your time to take every item out. Right, you have it. Okay, all right. Selecting your fire position. Right, we're gonna get rid of this one. Right, behind you, that's gonna be your firing location. For the sake of throughput, right now we moved up further. Right, so you can get further, more rapid. Right? That way you're not completely going 16 to 20 meters, taking up more time. All right, this will benefit you. All right, move on. Number 3. Prepare the munition for employment. All right, at this point you'll have the bandolier over your shoulder and over your head, or over your head, right? Kind of like a purse, not a purse, it's a satchel. Okay, got it. I like satchel. All right, so step 1. So Alpha through Charlie, don't worry about that. All right, we already know you're going to perform the test on the M57 firing device, which is Charlie, right? So step 1 of number 3, go into Delta. Remove the M57 firing device and the M40 test set from the bandolier.
Oh, we got these.
Remove the cover, the dust cover of the M57 firing device. Remove the dust cover of the female connector of the M40 test set. You're going to plug the M40 test set in the M57 firing device. Once you're connected, you're going to move from the safe to the fire position on the firing device. You would then depress the handle of the firing device with a quick firm squeeze, observing the flash of light through the window. All right. In order to do this, you're going to place your non-firing hand over your eye, look into the window. All right. You're going to depress it and say, "I see the light." See the light.
See the light.
All right. Candidates, for this sake, right? This equipment, more than likely, something's going to get fucked up, something's going to break, something's not going to work properly on test day, right? Whether you see a light or not, you'll still state, "I see the light." Okay. All right. You'll then move that firing device back to the safe position. You'll place the fire device with the test set attached into the bandolier. Alright, then you'll move the M4 electronic blasting cap assembly from the bandolier. Starting at the dust cover end of the electrical wire, uncoil approximately 1 meter wire, right? You can get that in, hold that, put the spool center chest, and extend one arm length. That's approximately 1 meter, alright? At the meter mark, you're going to secure that meter mark onto the stake, okay? Many ways to do this, right? Secure is secure, all right? If you have a soldier who comes up to you, or you go to, right, before patrol, and you say, "Hey, are your nods secured? Are they tied?" And they say yes, right? You go on a movement, and they lost them. Were they ever secured? All right, secure is secure, okay? Make sure it's tied down. It's not going to come untied at any given point. what I'm getting at. Alright, so then you're going to uncoil enough wire to place the spool out of sight. You'll place the remaining spool wire under the sandbag. Alright, you're going to remove the M57 firing device with the M4 test set attached to the bandolier. Or from the bandolier, rather. Alright. You're going to remove the dust cover from the connector of the firing wire. You will then remove the dust cover from the end of the test set. You will then plug the connector of the firing wire into the test set. Once that's complete, you'll place or move from safe to fire on the firing device. Right? Again, you're going to press the handle of the firing device with a firm, quick squeeze, observing the flash through the window, and state, "I see the light."
I see the light.
All right. You will then place the device back under the safe position. You will disconnect the test set from the firing wire and replace the shorting plug and dust covers on both. All right. You will then disconnect the test set from the firing device and replace the dust covers. Once that's complete and the dust covers are back in place, you'll repack those items into the bandolier. Once you secure those items, you'll remove the spool from underneath the sandbag and begin to unroll the firing wire to the firing position, from the firing position to the selected site of emplacement. We'll all move down this way. So any questions thus far, right, that you may have, let's wait till the end so you can get through this demonstration and we'll just walk through. Alright, so once you get here, you're going to place the spool within arm's reach. Okay. Once that's within arm's reach, you're going to secure your Claymore, right? Pull your Claymore out. You'll do the center prone position, alright? My demonstrator is strictly doing this for demonstration purposes, right? You're going to open both pairs of legs to a 45-degree angle, okay? One of the questions you may have, right? What if they're too wobbly because they've been wearing wear for practice on? So don't worry about it. We're going to make this equipment work, right? We got what we got. We only have 7 pairs. More than likely, we'll only have like 5 right now. Some of this wiring is short, unfortunately. So, all right, you'll then ensure that the munition is placed on the forward, right? If you look to the front of it, since front towards enemy, you really can't mess that up. Don't know what to tell you if you do. It's also rounded, right? To the front end. Now you then push it 1/3 of the way to the ground, still facing towards the enemy. All right, make this note. It's already in here, so don't worry about it. If it's super windy that day, right? One thing you do to have that facing direction, not fall over, hopefully, spread those legs all the way apart and just lay it flat on the ground, right? We haven't had any issues getting those legs into the ground, especially now it's been raining, right? Should be easy. All right, we'll now move on to aiming the munition, right? Select an aiming point at ground level about 50 meters to the front of the munition to the target. You do this by positioning one eye about 6 inches to the rear of the sight. All right, on 4 Bravo, okay? If you're following along, there's a note. That note, scratch it out. None of our Claymores have a knife edge sight, so that's one less thing to fucking worry about, right? Trying to help you out. We're gonna move on to arming the munition. Remove the blasting cap from the spool's cavity. Again, that's gonna be about an arm's length and or a meter, right? You'll then secure it at that meter mark. And this is one of those things, if you're reading over it too quickly, it says to secure it. You're gonna secure it at that meter mark onto the stake. Alright, you're securing that to about approximately 1 meter to the rear of the munition, so the munition will remain aligned until the firing wire is secured. Alright, once that's done, you're going to unscrew one of the shipping priming plugs from the munition. You slide the slotted end of the shipping plug priming adapter into the firing wire of the blasting cap between the crimp connections and the blasting cap. You will then pull the excess wires through the slotted end of the adapter until the top of the blasting cap is firmly seated in the bottom portion of the shipping plug priming adapter. Once it's seated, you will then begin to screw the adapter with the blasting cap into the detonator well. it's screwed back in, you're gonna recheck your aim, right? Making sure that it wasn't disturbed while you're doing this. Alright, once that's complete, you verify it's still pointing in the same direction you once had it onto the target. You're gonna then begin to camouflage your Claymore mine. And once that's camouflaged, you'll begin to proceed to fucking move back to your firing position and camouflage your wire, right? For time's sake, right, to help all you out, not every single inch of this wire needs to be camouflaged, right? You eat up all your 10 minutes, right? So as you move back, sprinkle some love onto this wire and say, I am camouflaging my wire 3 times.
I am camouflaging my wire. I am camouflaging my wire. I am camouflaging my wire.
Alright, once you're back at your firing site, you're going to seek cover and proceed to remove the dust cover of the firing device, right? So that means you're going to pull your M50 firing device out and remove the dust cover. You're going to then secure firing wire and remove the dust cover. You'll then connect the firing device onto the firing wire. You'll then move the firing device to the fire position, state Claymore twice, and quickly squeeze the firing device handle.
Claymore.
Right. That ends that first portion. We have 10 minutes to accomplish that, right? So again, for throughput, we moved from where you'll actually be on test day here, right? So it should be about approximately 5 minutes fast, right? So once we get to this point, we'll show you the time, let you know if you're go or no go, all right? We'll reset time, show you the clock, right? I'll say all zeros, you'll confirm all zeros, right? All right, moving on to recovery of the unfired mine. In order to disarm the M18 Alpha 1 Claymore mine, first thing you're going to do is place that firing device back into the same position. You're going to disconnect the device from the wire and replace the dust caps, right? You're going to replace the shorting plug on the firing wire. Yeah, I already said that, my bad. You're going to place the firing device back into the bandolier and then tie the firing wire from the stake at the firing site. Alright, candidates, I know this isn't a step, right? But just for you and me and our graders, right? Just so we know it's completely untied and helps you out in the end too, right? Just give that wire a toss. Now we know it's completely untied. There's no questions, ifs, ands, or buts about that, right? So, after that, sir, you're going to move back to the M18 A1. We then remove the shipping plug priming adapter by unscrewing it from the munition. We separate the shipping plug priming adapter and the blasting cap. We will then screw the shipping plug into the adapter into the detonator well. Remove the firing wire from the stake at the mine site. Place the blasting cap end of the firing wire connector, or back into the, place the blasting cap into the end of the wire connector and roll the wire onto the wire container. Alright, once you've secured that, alright, you can set that down, secure Claymore mine, collapse the legs, and store it back into your bandolier. Once you secure your Claymore mine, you're going to repack the mine. So you're going to secure your spool, you're going to re-spool back to your firing position. Once you get back to your fire position, right, you're going to secure all your items, right? The last thing you should have to secure into your bandolier is that spool wire. just food for thought, okay? And a quick tip. When you're respooling this, right, spread it out evenly, make it easier to fucking secure back into your bandolier, right? The end state for this is all items secured back in your bandolier. Put that flat back over. You don't have to button the buttons. Some of these buttons don't work anyways. That just gives us confirmation that you've secured all your items, and we'll stop time. Almost stop there. All right, that's a 5-minute task. Super easy. Really hard to mess up. All right. Before I open up questions, right, just hopefully kind of get it. Right? Some of the questions might be, all right, I know there's enemy presence in the area, right? So typically, enemy presence area dictates what we do, how we do it, and when we do it, right? So, all right, for the sake of this scenario, right? So, defensive position, you have fucking security in place, all right? Enemy threat is minimal. What that means to me, okay? And just to get rid of the questions, right? I don't recommend low crawling, high crawling, and 3 to 5 second rushes, right? With security in place, they got your back. If you want to, like, I don't know, crouch down and move, cool. All right, accept. See where I come from? All right. Your equipment, right? What is part of your equipment? Your M4, right? So if you travel from point A to point B without an M4, your M4, is that part of your equipment? Are you missing something part of your equipment? Yes. Keep it on you, all right? Can you unsling your M4 as you do this? Yes. Just make sure you take it with you, right? Okay. What else? Common questions.
Downgrade.
Oh, can I downgrade? Yes. So show up, be in line with all equipment. Once you inspect your equipment, you move to your designated firing location. Move up, right? We're going to read your task condition standards. When we ask you if you have any questions, that's your time to ask if you can downgrade. More than likely, like 99.9.9%, 99.999%. It's hard to work under the nose to understand, right? And we're here to fucking set you up for success and not fucking keep you from anything too bad, right? So, now, do you have